Welcome back to part 4 of the video. Um, Let me see if I can move this thing here. So we have a graph there on the question paper showing us the cost of living versus months. As you can see, from January to December, we can see that the cost of living increases as the year goes by. Question 1 says 5a, in which month was the cost of living lowest? In which month was the cost of living lowest? That one is obvious. So let me just get my tool here. We can see that on the line graph there, the lowest point is this one here, which is January. So the answer should be January. Very easy for you, right? So as we move on through these questions, what you can do is pause the video so that you answer it yourself and then check if the answer that we get is the same answer that you got. Question B says, what happened to the cost of living between the months of July and September? So the month of July is this one, and then the month of September, that's the cost of living there. As you can see, from July, at July, the cost of living was a bit higher than the cost of living at September. So we can see that there's an increase there, a decrease there. So that's basically the answer. The cost of living decreased from the month of July, from that period, July to September. It decreased. That's okay, right? C says, what was the cost of living in May? So this one is very easy. All you have to do is try to make sure that you align the cost of living and the month and the cost of living. Let's try. I did not use my tools, but let me try to zoom in. So as soon as I zoom in, it doesn't allow me to use the pencil there, but let me just try to draw. That's May there, and then we will try to extend it that way, like that. That should give us a value. Okay, so let's zoom in and see what that figure is. So we have to find out what each individual square, what the reading for each individual square is. So what you do is take the top value, subtract the bottom value, and then divide by the number of squares. So we're going to say 125 divided by minus 120, that's 5, and then 5 divided by, I'm assuming that's 10 squares, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10, yes. 5 divided by 10, that's 0.5. So let's find out how much this is. 120.5, and then 121, 121.5, and then 122. So yeah, the cost of living is 122. Okay, so what we will do is we'll do just question 6 part A, and then we will do part B on the next video. So the question says, the diagram below shows a rhombus DEFG with FG being equal to 5 centimeters and DF being equal to 8 centimeters. So DF 8, and then FG, that's 5. So what we should know about a rhombus is that it has equal sides, meaning that DG should be equal to FG. So you'll get a 5 there by DG. This is going to allow us to use cosine rule for us to find angle DFG. So the question says we should find the size of DFG. DFG. So we're looking for this one here. So in us using the cosine rule, let's put it on the screen first. That's the cosine rule, but then we have to rearrange it in terms of the angle. But what I did is I just substituted the values so that I find the values and then I will rearrange. But you can do whichever way works for you. Yeah, but this is the way we use on this paper here. So how do we fill the values? So what we should know is each side corresponds to an angle, right? So the 8 corresponds to an angle here by G, and then the side here DG5 corresponds with the angle DFG. So we are looking for angle DFG, and then the angle DFG is A, which means our small a is going to be 5, and then the other values are going to be B and C, which is 8 and 5. So at this point in time, I'm guessing that you already know how to fill, how to substitute these values. If you need any further explanation on that, just put it on the comment section. So in us substituting these values, we end up finding what they amount to. 5 squared, that's 25, 8 squared, 64, and then 5 squared is 25 also. And then we multiply these two together, these three together. 8 times 5, that's 40, and then 40 times 2, that's 80. Then what we're going to do now is we're going to move around these values. You're a Form 5 student now, you can just do it however you can, but I'll try to do it step by step so that you can see. So I add these two together because they're positive, they're additions, or they're just positive numbers I can add to each other. 64 plus 25, that's 89. So this one I just leave it like that because we have this unknown here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to swap this negative 80 cos DFG, make it subject of formula. So it was negative, when it went that side it became positive, and we took the 25, bring it this side as we did here. And then what we're going to do next is to find the value of 89 minus 25, that's 64 here. And then as you can see here, what we did is we did the subtraction here, that's 64, and then we divided both sides by 80. That's why the 64 is divided by 80. And then we're going to take the inverse of cos. This is why you see a cos minus 1 here. It could have been a power here, to the power negative 1 to show the inverse. But yeah, so you're taking the inverse of cos for this fraction here. So the answer you're supposed to get is 36.9. I over explained, but I was just trying to show you how each step went in case you had any challenges. So you'll find part B on the next video. Thank you.